Hello, my name is James, and I just wanted to make a video. It was concerning the latest incident with the man that died in Minneapolis, and this is targeting to a certain people that kind of making light and making lighthearted videos and messed up videos. And one of the videos I seen on Facebook was Candace Owens, and you have people like her and Oprah Winfrey and Gayle King and countless of other people that just, over the years, I really don't understand. I mean, that how is one thing that you live in a certain separate class. You live around certain kind of group of people. This is concerning Candace Owens, and it's dealing with politics. And she's trying to put the politics with this situation with the death of George Floyd, and it's on Facebook. And what she think it made me really, really angry. This man died in the midst of the most horrible death witnessed on the video. And you know what she said? In the midst of the family's pain is suffering, friends are suffering, people has witnessed this, and the only thing she can come out of her mouth was, I can't make George martyr. Basically call him a criminal. This is a black woman. I mean, regardless of what the man's past was, what his life was like, you don't swing that low. I mean, come on. I mean, I get it. You have a husband that's non-black, and you have a lot of black people that have some self-hate issues, and I get, and maybe for some other reason, whether it's a male or female, somebody of the opposite sex did you wrong. I get that. But at a time like this, can people like her use common sense not to say stuff like that when his family is going through so much? They just lost their loved one. His friends lost his loved one, and for her to even put that on Facebook and other social media, talking about these other people who's irrelevant to Mr. Floyd's death, and she don't know nothing about Mr. Floyd. Mr. Floyd was a good, hard-working man. People loved him and liked him, and plus he was a man who was a believer in God. Well, she failed to point that, and regardless of whatever was in his past, regardless, it was irrelevant. It was irrelevant of what he did. It's just totally not right. Whoever he married, and you have some people that made the comment because his second fiance was Caucasian. Who gives a crap about that? You know what I'm saying? And that you got some women, not black women, not all, but there was some out there that why should they have any fear over him? And it's really sad that you can't put your emotional. Anybody that make a statement like that is ignorant and mentally challenged. Why would you even say something like that in the midst of a crisis? Who cares whether if it was a black woman who had a white husband or a non-black man? The point is she died on certain. It's irrelevant. It was a human being that died. It's a human being that died, and for someone like these sick-minded people out there, that what is it? They just don't get it. It has nothing to do with your political views. We don't know what George Floyd's political view was. Was he a Democrat? Was he a Republican? It don't matter. It don't even care what his religion was. It was the fact that he was a human being. He was a human being that passed away. And I was just so angry when I heard this on Facebook, and so I just couldn't understand it. What's going on with some people like this? You think just because you got all this money, being a celebrity and being a black celebrity, that you don't think that you're untouchable? And who cares about your education? Who cares about your social status? And it's sad. And let me say this: it took other people, the people who you idolize, to try to be like, to be in their social status, trying to put on your own people. I think that's pretty messed up. There's people that I know, other races that I've been around, I have talked to, but I don't go Sambo time on my own on other black people. Do some black people make some bad decision? Yes, but everything is not warrant death because of somebody. Even though somebody chooses to do something wrong, it's not warranted death. And just a disregard whatever this man's past was, is irrelevant. For what I seen, he took a picture of him, which she failed to mention. He held the Bible up, so he was a believer. And then there's something else about him. He didn't even resist arrest. That was another thing about him. It was the fact that his sons loved, his children loved him. She didn't forget about that. But no, she had to say, we can't make him a martyr. In the midst of everybody seeing this man get choked out, that traumatized, but not only that, the person who filmed him and the people was out there that watched the life go out of his body. Not only that, but the thousands of people that have sit there and watched that 8-minute video. You know, and let me get back, and then I'm gonna move on to Oprah Winfrey and Gail and these other ones, and even with some people like Barack Obama. I'm gonna chime in on this one. Finally, but as far as Gail King and Oprah Winfrey, you smashed the legacy of Michael Jackson after it was proven that he didn't, even by a thorough investigation from the FBI, that he didn't rape those kids. But yet, it was even proven. But yet, you allowed them just to fit it where you click in that. Not in the fact that the current situation with Mr. Bill Cosby, who's in prison, who is an 80-something-year-old blind man, Oprah Winfrey claimed that he's harassing her and put that out there on social media. But people like her don't even realize that you go along with the contributing system of taking these men down. They're taking men that you don't know the whole story, but you will decide with the racist people and helping them take this man down, an innocent innocent man down, even when he proven innocent in the court of law. I mean, it's just crazy. I mean, I get it. You know, some black men have done you wrong in your freaking life, but it don't make no. Why does this guy apply to all black men? The way you acting like it's all of us. So you no different than the people who's doing it. Like those officers who put their foot on Mr. Floyd's neck. Yes, so don't you get it? It don't matter. Look at your history. Candace Owens. Look at Tulsa, Oklahoma. There were people out there. There were lawyers, business owners, college-educated people. There was in Tulsa, Oklahoma, Homestead, Florida. There were business owners from all walks of life. Someone told a lie, said a white woman was raped, and the whole town went down in flames. It went down in flames in Tulsa, Oklahoma. It went down in flames and just a few cities that we know about. Educated black people, whether with their political system believe it or not, they were black. Whether they was a criminal or not, they were black. I said, don't these Sambo-minded Negroes understand that? And why does it take other people, the people who you try to idolize, white people, most white people, to get you to see that they see that this man was a human being? Why does it take some? And then you come up with some stupid ass statement about his criminal record, saying that he's a martyr, he had the criminal history. What the hell does that got to do with it? You know, why you won't? I said, why the idiotic people, and you just as worse as the racist people. You just as worse. You trying to fit in where those other people trying to be in, and I know you're type of, because I seen black people like you. You're trying to be like the other, trying to be like them. You're trying to fit in society and be so conservative and shit. But at some point, can you put that shit aside? Can you put that stuff aside? Regardless of religion, race, politics, and anything, could you at least use your common sense and common sense? This thing is worldwide. This death touched worldwide. It touched people from all walks of life. I mean, you need it before you project things out your mouth. You need to think with your head. What you say before you get on a major platform like Facebook or YouTube or Twitter and just going off like that. And you think that the grass is greener because you up in that so-called society. You know, and so they probably mocking you. And they probably mocking you. They probably whatever. And let me get this straight, because I'm going to say this. I'm going to say this, and I'm not going to hold back from what I'm about to say. Just because you married to somebody who's educated, who's Caucasian, or whatever nationality else it is, it don't matter. It don't bring the fact that it doesn't bring the fact that you're going to escape racism, because you over the average economic class. It doesn't matter that it does not matter, and get this straight, it doesn't matter what your class is, because you got the majority, which most of your people in your nationality, your race don't have it. So you get this superior enclave kind of mindset. You get this kind of enclave mindset. But if you looked at history, going all the way back, there were always black people that were college educated. Some served in the military. Some had, but no matter if they was on the farm or they was in the military, whether they didn't have a high school graduate diploma, whether they was from the streets, no matter what, the same results was the same thing. It was the same thing, that they was not worth nothing, because the people who have the power, which is some white men in this country, have the power, don't see you that way. They just handpick you. But they don't see you as equal. They don't even have the people don't even think that you articulate. They don't give a crap about you. They don't give a damn about you. And you think just because you marry some that things is going, oh no. Because anybody knows this. Anybody see someone need to kind of break it down to you. That's it. Some people out there, if they didn't respect Marilyn Markle, who is, her husband is white, her daddy's half white, they come from brilliant, they come from a high saluting standing family. What makes you think that they respect you and your husband? What makes you think that? What makes you think? And I say you just one of these typical black, one of these black women that have some of you got this mindset. What makes you think that they're gonna accept you? What makes you think that they think that you lowered your class standard because you married a black person? Don't matter if you was. Don't matter what it is. There's some people that think like that. The same racist ass people you're trying to idolize to. What makes you think that you're better than the rest of us? What makes you think that, huh? Candace and all these other ones? Mr. Obama. Oh, Mr. Obama. After the black community praised you and continually to hold you up as black president, change was supposed to come. 8 years Obama. And I thank God that the LGBT they got their thing. Some of the immigrants community got their thing. Some of the other white women got their thing. What happened to the rest? When you come to the same black community and you give them a lecture, only thing you give them to do is pull your bootstraps and try to dress a certain way. You didn't put nothing in nothing. And then when you didn't sign no legislation or law that allows some of the ones who were instantly put in prison and jail. You didn't sign nothing. And at the same time, black people were going to bat for you when other people overseas in other countries, in Israel, different places, calling you a monkey or whatever. Calling you, because that's how much they think of you. Just because you think your education and your status, you don't think that you go to a whole different level of racism. And some of the people don't even respect you. They don't even like you. And only that they mock you because of what you represent. Let me explain something to you, as you the ones who are like that. This is how the way the status go. When you even in some place, in some families, black people can't marry everybody. You know why? You know why some black men and black women can't marry everybody? Because they think, when they look at, they think of Africa. And every time they think about a black person in Africa, they ignorant mind think about somebody living out there and don't have no education, and they live like the creatures out there. This is a fact. That's why they do racist shit, and they mock and do things like this. And you're part of the skin color. And no matter how much you lighten your skin, it's the fact that when they make fun of you, they make fun of your mama, they make fun of your daddy, they make fun of your ancestors. They don't give a crap about you. But some of you got some Negroes like this that think that they can fit in because they don't click in. They think they can, as long as they get that part of the society set, they still don't accept you. They still don't think highly of you. There's some people who are white people who you've been trying to press. They probably crack jokes behind your back. This is what they. I'm gonna keep it real, because I'm gonna keep this thing real, all the way real. And because you know why? How I know? Because I've experienced stuff like this. I have been the only one in different areas and see the truth. And you don't know. You don't know people when you think you know. You think you know, but you don't know. You don't know how some people think. You don't know. Have you ever? Oh, if you was who you are as a celebrity. Oh, there's some places in sundown towns, in all predominantly towns, where they look at you like you just stepped off of a spaceship, because they can't believe one of these people coming through their town. But everyday black person encounters that. It don't matter if there was a truck driver. It don't matter if there was an insurance man. It don't matter if there was a president of a company. You see incidents of people, not just criminally black people. There's everyday black people that don't even have a criminal record. Don't have a criminal record. Gets called the police on because of some insecure son of a bitch out there that can't handle the reality that there's a black person And, oh, it's like they see something on TV, and whatever's been programmed in their mind. And then when you bring it to then when you tell you married it's up to the family, this is where some of these racist friends and their relatives that don't come out at you. And I bet you that happened, Miss Owens. They don't tell you everything. But you're trying to be like them. You're trying to hold that savior complex, the white zaddy up. Well, let me tell you about some white daddies and zaddies that some black women they do. They don't. They look upon you. They think that when you think they take that they conquered the thing. In some place, they think that that's the prostitute. They think that your black wife is your prostitute. Yeah, that's how some people. That's how the way. This is the truth. Some people don't accept you in their family, because they love their bloodline and genetics. And who wants to be? Even though we all human beings, I've heard this, and this is true. We all come from Adam and Eve, but it's the fact that it's people who are drown. There are people who are prejudiced and racist that don't want black people in their family. They drown all that out. They drown all that out when it comes to being married, and so being married into the family. They drown all that out because they think that black people are poor and uneducated, and when they come from and that's they do. I'm gonna tell you this is the truth. And so they don't want you in their bloodline. When they look in their bloodline, they can have any other. In some people's bloodline, especially in that upper class you're trying to get into, they don't want to see nobody black. That they want to see somebody look like them. Now, as far as the goal, you can be part Asian, Hispanic, or anything else and have some kind of significance. You can be any other race. Do not take the lowest totem pole of people and to bring it to their family. And this is even some religions. Oh yeah. Oh, we all brothers. But even the classism, skin tone. Doesn't matter what a good or bad person. It don't even matter. It don't even matter what skin tone that they was. It's the fact that they're a black man or a black woman. You have dated down, and they will never tell you something like this. And you be trying to all people. You can't tell these people, some of these people that's embedded when they see us as the ultimate enemy. They see us as the ultimate enemy, whether we're educated, whether we're high school educated, college educated, high school dropout, criminal, whatever. Black people are viewed, black men, black women, they even say that the IQ is even low. Despite all the accomplishments of African Americans, from all, even they still would think like that. Some of these black races still think like that. This African American Museum, they still think like that. They try to separate until they come to the knowledge of the truth. They still think like that. Why? Because it's embedded in us. And some of you highfalutin Negroes don't even see that. You're not expendable. The people in Tulsa, Oklahoma, the black people that died at the races of those racist people who own businesses, who are college educated. Oh yeah, a lot of them were college educated. Business, lawyers, doctors. Yeah, they were not just a bunch of poor farmers out there in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Though you had someone that were black men, black women that were farmers. You had business that ran shoe shop. And what does they all have in common? Of working because they were black. Had nothing to do. It's nothing to do with education. It had nothing to do with them being a Democrat. It has nothing to do with being a Republican. You're black. And one lie said a woman that was white, whole hundreds and hundreds of people were assassinated. And the government even took them out. Tulsa, Oklahoma, they were burned to the ground. No reparations and nothing. Just vote. Vote for what? Vote for what? They're saying that so we can have a bougie Negro to get in there and go along with the same program and keep hundreds and thousands of other people in the same condition that they are? This fight that Mr. Floyd and his family and other people in Aubrey and Breonna Taylor, it's about a class. And it's about skin color. It's about disposing these people, disposing us as a race. You don't understand this. It don't matter if you live in the suburb. It don't matter if you're in the country. You're black. You're the lowest of the low poll in Western countries. America is one of them. It don't matter what you do. It's the same way in Brazil, from what I see. Same way in Canada, from what I see. People die. In some parts of South Africa, what I see, you're disposable. They want to dispose you. They have an evil hatred towards you because you're sustainable. Even though we are, they don't see it that way. They want to be the dominant. You got these sick people, but they want you. And then you got some people who are really what they call, we want to select certain ones out of the race. Oh, you're not black, but the other people, they're niggers. Oh yeah, you got some people like that out there. Oh yeah, you got some people. No, I'm gonna tell you the doggone truth about this. But when you object to them, they call you this. They call you the same thing as that poor criminal class of person, and put you in the same class, whether you educated or not. I got a message for you. Don't think that you're so high up because you're with your white husband. That don't mean nothing. That don't mean a damn thing. Because they practice. It's testable about it. Looking at him. They don't tell you everything. They don't tell you. In a few of them, I'm gonna tell you how some white people think. The other side of them think. I'm gonna tell you why they think like that way. Because it's like you. It's because you date down the class, and everybody know African, and they feel like African Americans is the lowest class in this country. Even though no matter what we do athletically, musically, entertainment, or anything, it doesn't matter. You have dated the least of the least, because they look at the ones who everyday black people, as they don't have an education. You got some people that come in this country with that mindset, looking at black Americans. They don't have an education. I could tell by their lack of speech impediment. It doesn't matter. And no matter what you do, no matter what you do, no matter what religion they come from, they come with the same concept. It's a totem pole thing, baby. It's a totem pole. And at some point, you're not absorbed from any other black person. Because when they look at your family, besides you, your mama, your dad, your cousins, whoever you relate to, Candace, they're not looking. Think about that. They're not looking at that. They think you all the same way, and your background's the same way. And I don't understand that some people who think like that, even black men who would think like that, they don't give a crap. You think just because you're out there, they still, the few people who you get along that are white or other people, they might like you, but if I take you across to another part of town, they don't give a crap. They don't care. They don't give a crap about you. They still gonna have the same mindset, preconception as you do. Might be a police officer pull you over. See that you're a black man with this nice looking white woman. He's jealous because he's single. I'm telling you, it comes out in different ways. You don't understand. And he exercised. He ain't trying to be prejudiced, so he kind of cover up that something that and they flip it. And what they do is that people who are racist, they flip what they do, make it seem like, well, he was being irrational about it, but they don't. But the camera wasn't rolling. They tell you couldn't stand him. Why the hell you with this black person? Don't you know they're disdainable? What's wrong with me? It's the truth. I'm telling you, don't. The grass ain't greener on the other side with some people. Now, you have some people that will accept you. That's just a far and few between. But not all of them will view you as equal. And even some other nationality of people will jump on board. And long as we have them prospering in us, they're all right. But for them to be at the same level as I am, these low class people, oh no, that's reality. And this is when they look at you just because complexion of your skin, features of your nose, these lips, these features, these melanated skin, beautiful melanated skin. They don't care. They don't care because they see color. They don't see, well, I'm a Democrat, I'm a Republican. Well, I said, they don't care. White people see black. Most white people see black, Candace. And not just poor white people, the ones in the higher class see it's the same way. They're not too articulate like us. There was an incident. There's a couple incidents online. There was a couple young men that owned a business that were working out in the gym. One white man was one thinking that they doing something, and it's online. Thought they was doing something, was breaking into something. They found they were members. The guy that was sitting in the park was watching. You see this stuff. You see that these men don't matter if they're Republican or Democrat. They were black. That's what it was. And even when somebody subconsciously, they know this Oprah, they know this Gail, and many others. They know this. They know the people who you trying to look up to. They know some of these people know this, that black people, that when the cops come out, they come in for death. And some of you helped them right to the slaughter of innocent countless of blacks. Just by your sambo ways. And it took other people who have compassion, other people or races of people who you have so-called legions of fans trying to get you to see. And you say some stupid, and you have some people like her saying some stupid stuff like that. Now you see, and then get what Gail King said. Oh, now you see, Gail. Now you see they're in danger. They could kill your son. Just because you're public on the news, they don't give a crap. Look what they did to Bill Cosby's son. He was famous during his time. Before all this mess went down, they killed them. They killed Michael Jordan's father. They don't care. They don't freaking care who you connected to. This is what we try to tell. This is what the masses of black people try to tell you. They don't care. They don't care. And you got a certain segment of black people how they think that they're just above. Look here. I got some people who are friends of mine, love like close to family, and maybe they not carry that in their spirit, but I have seen people around them carry that in their spirit, and they may never, and they don't understand that people put stuff in codes because us black people ain't supposed to have intelligence to figure this out. We know the code. You got someone that know your code of conduct. We know when you do things. Some of them so bold, so ignorant, they do it right in your damn face. And do it in a sly, slick way. It doesn't matter. It doesn't. No one's included. Whether you're educated, non-educated, college graduate, millionaire, black person who's a millionaire, a billionaire, it don't matter. You're black. And mass people, you're black. they still think that you come from a low graded people. And they will treat you and they show different formats and formalities. You can tell. Look at all the instances happening, and I've been a victim of it myself. I've seen it from the headline. I have been. They're thinking that I'm black. I must be invisible. I gotta be invisible like the trees. I'm the scenery. See, you don't understand. Some people, some white people, they choose to make you visible, but they rather you be invisible until they're liking to make you visible. Some people, white people, carry that spirit, and they don't think that they think that black people after 460 ain't figured this shit out. This is the truth. This is a fact. This is the truth. So when you think you're one of these black people that think that you just above something because you raised in a certain part of the area, you haven't crisscrossed this country. Because you can come across another area with your articulate self and however educated yourself, and the white people will remind you real quick, you're a Negro. And add another term. Now you two better than they are. Don't matter. It's the same way it was back then. What makes you think you're gonna subjugate yourself? The ones in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and countless of educated, prominent black people that were threatened. What makes you think that you're better? What makes you think that you're better? And I don't understand black people like that. I lived in the city, I lived in the suburbs, but one thing I learned over time, and it may be a time I didn't understand some stuff. There may be a time that, when I got out there, I got almost like I got witchcraft into believing that all people. But at the end of the day, when I step away from the friends that I love, who just as black as well as white, at the end of the day, I'm a black man. I'm a melanated man. And what I have to realize that my world is different. And I have to, and I'm always on edge. I'm always on intense. Even most places, safest place in America is always tense because you got to deal with some person out there who can't adjust the reality that a black person that they might think that they seen on TV what was brainwashed by the media to make it look like he's a criminal element, and they didn't question what country I'm from, what education status that I'm from some you got people like that too, from that they think it must be the African Americans, and you guys unfortunately you got some black people from different countries and who speak a different language come with that mindset. You don't understand America. You don't understand America. You don't understand. It ain't just us. And as some of African Americans, black people, melanated people from this country, are trying to tell you, it's your melanin in your skin. You got the same features as I am. When they see us walk into a restaurant, a room, a neighborhood, whatever, they look at you all the same way. Racist people, and their fear is don't put them around my kids. Don't bring one home. That's what people who have the subconscious racist. Don't bring this low-graded person home. Not everybody think that way, but there's people that do. There's people in high places that do. Most in high places. Most regular poor people may not think that way, but you're high and fluting with the Candace Owens don't understand that it probably was a disgrace that you even married. Why they probably say, why the heck you marry her? You see, I'm gonna tell you what some white people do. That's what they do. I don't know what his background is, especially if they full-blooded Greek or Italian or one of these other people. You bring a black person home? Oh my goodness! Oh, you it's almost like you didn't have bestiality with an animal to give you that kind of look. This is true. This is how they look down on black people. Oh, no, but I just wanted to chime in on, and the reason why I just chime in because there's a lot of people like that out there, and it might have been a time that maybe no matter how much money you get, no matter how many different kinds of people in your corner, at the end of the day, as a black person, you're going back in that world alone. You're going to cross them towns and cities, and you're going and the more you get, the more racism you're going to see at the top. And it don't start just at the bottom. And you might have to see in the workplace, you see in the medical, banking, policing, court system, everything. You think you're above the law? No. You go to you just hit to another different level of racism. I'm not like the other black people. They don't have a college education. I don't know like the other black people. They live in the projects. I don't know the other black people. It don't matter. And they hate you even worse. They want to destroy you. That's a fact. If they can't use you to get entertainment and have you running footballs or basketballs and anything, that's all what some of the people look at black people as. Side shows and side pieces. They don't look at us as a human being. That's a fact. That's a fact. We are the only people who have to look to each other as human beings, because some of these other people don't. They're programmed not to see it. That's in the most westernized world, in shown in different parts of the world. That's a fact. Look at other people around the world who look like you, that look like this, and speak different languages. They're always and they always got them cast out in the poor area, subjugated area. You think that's by chance or coincidence? They limit their education. You don't think that's by chance or coincidence? They cut off the resource. You don't think that's by chance or coincidence? Just because something that was put on this shell of a body, and features that were designed by the Most High. You have some people that still think like this, and they project this on generation after generation on their kids. Now, sometimes the kids don't. They try to stop what their parents do. But you got the elder generations, and some people keeping it that mindset with what the elder generations is, they still gonna look down upon you. It don't matter if you're a football star. It don't matter. You're a figment. There are some black people to white people. You're just a figment of imagination. You're their toy. You're like their favorite toy and shit. This is the truth. You're like a favorite animal. This is the truth. You're not human in their eyes. I'm trying. This is the truth. You're visible you're invisible. Most average black people are invisible until we become visible with the situation with Mr. Floyd. Most of us are just invisible in mainstream America and elsewhere. And we know that because it's coded it that way. It's coded not just in one ethnic group of race, but it is taught in other races of people. Even that's connected to the black community. That the black community goes with different resources. And they don't think that they think that they got all that figured out. And we don't know. Oh, some of us know what's going on. We know about your body language. We may not know all your languages, but we know your body language. We pick things up. And really, not sadly, but let me say this. There's something about black people that is put in this that you would never, ever have, and you would never know. See, once we get connected to the right God, we some powerful people, and when we speak things are going to move in the earth. When we roar, we roar. And the earth listens. When we roar, because God gave us the ability to do that. And things come into attention. There's something about black people that you don't know. You think that we the least, but the least is going to be in spirituality, we at the top. I know you, and the ones who think like this, some of our own think like this, but black people are the most powerful people, unique people, powerful, and we tap it to that spiritual. It's a wrap. It's a wrap. It's a wrap. This been shown. I'm gonna give you an example of how powerful it is. You take one Caribbean island like Haiti. Here you have, when you think of Haiti, it's on the same level as Africa, right? Some of you high-minded people, and you look down upon some of these people. But do you? And I just found this out myself about a couple years ago, whatever. That the Haiti, even at that time, the French had more military power, just like the United States, England, and Germany. And here, the Haitian people, the people of Haiti, who didn't have the military, they didn't have no guns, but they had weapons. And guess what? You high-minded thinking people, the Haitians beat them. The ones that were in slavery, they beat them. Eventually they beat them. They tapped into something and they beat them. They beat them. It's the same way it was in Mexico. They beat them. So yeah, you can look down upon the dark people of the planet as slaves. But when you get them their power and you put them in a spiritual fight, that you can't kill them. You can't kill them. They keep rising up. You can't kill them. They're trying to exterminate black people all around the world. You can't do it. There's a God, because we tapped into the major God, not the God that you serve, but there's a major God. There's a major God, and every time you look down upon us, there's a group of black people who will rise up out of it. And it's rising. You see the roar going throughout all the earth. You see when we get turned up, it's gonna be bad. Gonna be bad. So I say this. I'm glad to be a melanated black man. I'm not ashamed of my race. I'll never be ashamed of my race. And even if I was, I saw things. I saw the truth. I know the truth about who I am. Not what the theologians of the world and not what history say. Not what the history, what the westernized man tell you. I know what I am. I know I am. I know the God that I serve. And then some people are so caught up with the class between the dark people that they never took the time out to look at in the own Bible at the book of Revelation. And that's not a fable. That's not a parable. It's a fact. That's what the Almighty, the one that created the universe, and to describe his body in spirit form, and he's darker than the darkest black person on the planet. So these for these highfalutin people that use religion to justify putting blacks on the totem pole. It's a fact. Look in the Bible, and you have people online. Some black, some white, are coming to this revelation, and people trying to debunk them and dismiss them because why? They want to keep the dark blacks is at the bottom, but they don't want to know. They don't want to face the truth. Because the reality of it